Most people don't fail their driving test because they can't drive. They fail because they misunderstand what the test actually is. Once you see this properly, the whole thing becomes much easier. And that's not because people can't drive, that's because they don't know what the test actually involves. One of my favorite Sun Tzu quotes: "To defeat your enemy, you must learn to think like your enemy." Well, in this situation, the driving test examiner is not our enemy, but the principle still applies. If you can understand how the examiner is thinking, you're not going to be scared. You're not going to be fearful of anything at all on the driving test anymore. And guess what? When you're not scared, when you're not fearful, you end up driving normally. You drive well, you don't do anything crazy. And when you drive normally, you pass. Now the problems start when people start trying to guess what the examiner is thinking. Now most learners treat the driving test like a school exam, and why wouldn't you? You're probably still at school or you're just at college your whole life. And at school, you go into your hall in silence after you've revising all night the night before, or maybe for the week before. And then you scribble furiously on that paper, trying to show that examiner that you know everything. You've memorized everything inside and out. And you put all your effort in there. And then hopefully, at the end of it, you come out with the grade you want. Well, your driving test is absolutely nothing like that. You do not need to impress anyone on your driving test. All that happens is you end up overthinking, trying new techniques that you've never done before because you want to impress the examiner, and you end up trying to force perfection. And guess what, guys? We are human. When we drive, there is no such thing as perfection. Me driving today, while talking to you, I am going to end up making some sort of small hiccup that I wouldn't be doing otherwise, because we're human. That's what happens. And that's okay. You don't need to be perfect. Now, this mindset causes more driving test fails than anything else out there. Your driving test is actually far more similar to a swimming test. You can either swim a length or you can't. If you want to go swimming and you say to mum and dad, I can swim, and they say, what do they say? They say, show me. So you go, okay, and you swim a length. Now, if you sink under that water, what's everyone thinking? You can't swim, mate. But if you don't and you swim the length, what's everyone thinking? Boom, they can swim. Oh yeah, baby. Now, if you did say to people, I can swim, what are they going to think? They're going to think, this guy, you can't friggin' swim. Or are they going to assume you can swim because you said you can swim? I would assume if you told me you could swim, that you could swim until you start drowning. Then I would think, no, this person can't swim. But until then, I'm believing you can swim. Now, bear with me. Now, when you turn up to your driving test, what have you told that examiner? By turning up and paying 62 plus all the other bits, let's say 300 quid total, what are you telling the examiner? You're telling the examiner you can swim, you can drive. You're saying, Mr. Examiner, I can drive independently for at least 30 to 40 minutes. And the examiner believes you. Why? Because why would anyone turn up to the driving test spending all that money and not, Until you give them a reason not to. Don't drown on your driving test. Now, the problem is people don't drown because they forget how to swim. They end up drowning when conditions change in the water. Now, apply that to your driving test. Why do people fail the driving test? Not because they can't drive, but sometimes because conditions on the road are a bit different, or something we weren't expecting. Now, here's what most learners get wrong. They think they need to prove they can drive. You don't. You don't start on 0 marks. You start on 100 out of 100 marks. Your only job for that 30 to 40 minutes is to keep those 100 marks. Don't give the examiner any reason to take any marks off you. Now, this is something I really want you to think about properly, okay? Visualize the examiner coming out of that test room to meet you. In their bag, they have your driving test certificate ready. It's ready, it's in their bag, it's got your name on, it's ready to give to you. It's waiting. All you have to do is drive normally for 30 to 40 minutes for them to give it you. That's it. The moment you start doing any weird techniques, anything different than your normal drive or to other people on the road, the good ones, not the bad ones, that's when they're going to start taking those marks away from you. That is essentially when people start to sink. And nobody likes a sinker. Now, the honest truth is, if your driving feels natural, you're ready for your test. What does natural look like, you might be thinking? Well, natural's a bit like this. I'm sort of able to semi-talk and drive at the same time. I'm not having to think too much about changing gear, not thinking quite so hard about my mirrors. It's a pattern. It's like brushing your teeth. When your driving's like that, you are good to go, baby. That's your driving test ready day. And you can't force that. The only thing you can do is practice and get better. Some people, it takes longer than others, but everyone gets there eventually, one way or another. If every action needs conscious thought, like if I'm coming up to this car now and I'm thinking, right, I must remember tarmac and tyres, central mirror, right mirror, What gear do I need? Okay, I've got to look. I'm looking really hard. I've got to remember. What do I do? That's not unconscious thought. That is conscious thought. That is not what we want. That's not natural, and that is not going to be a good situation. That's when you go into your driving test with your 50-50, basically, your roulette wheel. You're spinning it and hoping for the best. The other issue is even knowing how to drive, knowing that, being able to do that unconsciously isn't enough. If I went to London or Scotland today and I did a random driving test somewhere, I should pass, but my chances of passing are going to be far slimmer in an area I don't know than an area I do know. Why? Because I'm not going to know the intrinsics of, I don't know if that's a big word, too big for me, that one. I don't know the area inside and out. There's a dodgy roundabout somewhere, there's a stop sign you don't expect, there's a 20 zone you don't expect. You should spot it, but you're under a lot of pressure. So are you as likely to spot everything? No, we're human, we make mistakes. Learners turn the examiner into some sort of Terminator robot god complex. Exterminate, that's a Dalek, isn't it? But you get my drift. They're cold, they're judging, they're hunting mistakes. Sound like the freaking Predator. The reality is though, they're a normal human being, just like me, just like you, like your driving instructor, mum, dad. They're exactly the same. They go home, they eat, they walk the dog, they have a chat with the Mr. and Mrs. They are not there with their primary goal in mind to fail your driving test. They're not sadistic. They are there, however, to put their name on a certificate, their personal name on a certificate to say, you are safe on the road. You are not going to crash your car, harm yourself or anyone else. That's a lot of responsibility. So what are examiners actually looking for? Very good question. Well, here's the answer. Would I feel safe sitting next to you for the next 30 minutes without speaking, without any help of any form? And you can test this. If you've got your own car, you can go out with a parent, a friend, drive for 30 to 40 minutes, turn sat-nav on, put a destination on, no help at all. Apart from maybe some directions, doesn't matter about directional help, but no which lane, no speed limits, no corrections. If they feel relaxed, you're ready to pass. You can do this with your driving instructor as well. If they don't feel relaxed, we might have a hiccup. So then what makes the examiner different to your parent, mum, dad, friend, driving instructor? Are they like a different breed? No, they're not special. They're trained observers. The only difference between your driving examiner and your mum, dad, or friend is your examiner's able to spot a fault on the road much quicker. They're also able to categorize them. So if you pull out on a roundabout and your mum and dad there and they go, what the freaking hell, what you doing, man? What you doing? Well, instead the examiner's going to be cold about the situation because he's seen it a million times, and he's going to use a brake, and then he's going to categorize it as serious fault, observation there. And that comes across a bit cold and a bit blank to people on the driving test. But that's the only difference. They're able to label the faults quickly, spot the faults quicker, and explain the faults quicker. That's it. Now, if you're going to take anything from this video, this is the most important thing to think about, okay? Do you like milk? Everyone loves milk. Well, when you've got your glass of milk isn't half full. Your glass of milk isn't half empty. Your glass of milk is full to the brim. On your driving test, you have those 100 out of 100 marks. All you have to do is keep those marks. Don't spill your milk. And one final thing to think about. Most driving test nerves come from uncertainty, not knowing what's coming next. Surprises. When we drive, that is the worst thing. Think about any time you've been surprised. How have you felt? Rubbish. Bad. And that's the problem with the driving test, not knowing what's coming next. And that's exactly why we built this app. It doesn't teach you how to drive, but it does show you exactly where people fail on their driving test in your test center. Use it with your instructor. It's going to show you where the big fail zones are, where are the really hard bits in your area, what sort of challenges are going to be involved on my driving test. Because that's all your test is. It's taking you on a route that involves at least 5 to 10 solid challenges. And you want the highest chance to swim that full length and not sink. Or you can use it to check if you're generally ready for your driving test. Love to you all. Good luck.